mini Amazon haul, very mini Amazon haul. My beauty lady, who is absolutely lovely, she introduced me to macadamia nuts, but roasted macadamia nuts, that she was actually making them whilst I was having my treatment in her oven. She has a home studio, by the way. Nothing weird. Well, it is a bit weird, I suppose. But anyway, she has a home studio. So I was smelling these beautiful macadamia nuts and she was cooking them whilst I was there. And they smelled divine. Anyway, she lovelily gave me a little bag, a goodie bag, which I'm so grateful for. One, because that day was manic. I was getting loads of stuff ready for talks and for a design I was doing for my day job. And I was rushing around and going to the post office and all sorts of stuff. So I had no time to eat. So thankfully to her, I actually had a healthy-ish snack. I mean, macadamia nuts are high fat, but they're meant to be very good fat. So I think they're good in moderation, like all good things in life. Anyway, she's now got me obsessed with toasted, roasted, whatever you want to call them, macadamia nuts. So I've bought some macadamia nuts and I've also bought some pecan nuts because I've been loving my granola, which you will have seen on my Instagram stories. I love my granola. So I've also bought some more pecan nuts because, or pumpkin seed and pecan, depending on how healthy I want to be, granola is totally on message for the next few weeks. So I bought them off Amazon because sometimes I find I do shop around. I'm one of those people that will shop around and find where the cheapest per kilogram is, plus bearing in mind, is it easy for me to get? Is it free postage? Etc, etc. So it's not just about the kilogram price, it's about the hassle factor of picking it up. Anywho, it works out better for me. Oh, here we go, here's the macadamia nuts. So 4 macadamia nuts. So this is Amazon's range. And they're meant to be free of GMO, etc. I did want organic, but honestly, they are ridiculously expensive. I'm trying to move over to organic on a lot of things where possible, but I'm having to be a little bit balanced about it and just trying to choose as best and better ingredients as I can, because honestly organic is ridiculously expensive. However, it is something that I think is quite important and quite quick. Again, a subject for another day, but a book I've been reading, I think I shared on my stories, and I will share it somehow in here in a little video or snippet whilst I'm chatting away. The book I've been reading, which has been an eye-opener. Funny enough, it's one that Josie, Fashion Mumbler, who I'm watching now, she recommended, and it was brilliant. And then off the back of that, I had another book that I read called Food Fix, which was amazing. But I'll put the I think it's Staying Alive in Toxic Times is the book that I really was educated by, shall we say, and inspired by. So I've just bought the next book in her series too, which I will also, maybe I'll link those down below. Again, I get paid for links, unfortunately for me, but for you guys it might be useful if you're interested in those kind of things. So anyway, buying the best that I can without it costing an absolute fortune. So unfortunately these aren't organic, but they are GMO free, and they look massive and they look brilliant. So I'm going to be chopping those up ever so slightly and roughly, and then I'm going to whack them in the oven to toast. And brilliant, thank you Amazon. They are recyclable packaging, which I am loving at the moment. So that's my macadamia nuts. And then so also got my pecan nuts, which is amazing because I'm loving these in my granola. They taste really lovely. I think all nuts really taste delicious and cozy and warming once they've been a little bit toasted in the oven. It does release some of the fats, but they've got the good fats in there anyway. So I just think, well, why not? And as long as you're eating it in moderation, then it's fine. And I think there are worse treats to be eating than a few toasted nuts. Anyway, so I thought that was really good value for money for both sizes, 500 grams. They'll go in my lovely Kilner jars, and also they'll be going in the oven toasted so I can get eating them pretty damn quickly. Okay, so just to finish my mini Amazon haul, this is totally for me. My escapism is kind of going back a little bit to my childhood and or reading really loved up, nothing major happens novels. I know some people are the opposite and really lose themselves in a murder mystery. I love the cheesiness, the beautifulness of a lovely story with a bit of romance. And the worst thing is, my partner always takes the mick out of me, is that the cupcakes might have got burnt on that day. That is my story, that's where I'm at, that is my escapism, and I blooming love it. So Jenny Colgan is one of my well, she is my favourite author. that is it. There's plenty of other lovely people as well, but Jenny Colgan is my favourite. As soon as I start reading her books, I go into that world that she is writing about, and it is escapism, like I say, for me. It's frilly, it's fun, there's a bit of romance, there's usually a really strong entrepreneurial woman in her books, which I love. I really resonate with that. So I love her. Now, I saw this come up on Amazon because obviously I've bought a lot of her books via Amazon, and I have bought it as a pre-Christmas present to me. Why before Christmas? Because I get Christmas books at Christmas and then Christmas is done, and I don't want to still necessarily be reading Christmas into like February, March. Or do I? Probably do, actually, if I'm being completely honest. Yes, I do. I will make Christmas stretch out for as long as possible, but actually I want to have the run up to. So I've got loads of her other books, and it was a bit of a treat because it's a proper hardback version. And I think for Christmas stories, hardback is the way to go. That's going to look amazing in my bookshelf. And I usually, actually on my bookshelf, I'm not going to lift you up because I've got piles of stuff everywhere because of the books and everything being decorated. It is a mess. However, I do like to put a stack of books. So I will be doing that on top of my new cabinets, which is seasonal. So how lovely is that going to look amongst Christmas decks? Stacked with a couple of other Christmassy, maybe cookery books, or something, or a lovely another story that's Christmassy over there by my TV. Oh yes, beautiful. So the Secret Christmas Library, which I haven't got, I think this is new, it must be new this year. I'm pretty hot on finding out when she's got new releases and stuff, so I'm very excited to have her book, Jenny Colgan. So I'll give her a shout out down below as well, because if you like escapism and you like lovely stories that are really not too hard, especially in the world we're living in now. I mean, I don't want to read about horrible stuff necessarily. For me, I want to read about literally fairies and unicorns, cupcakes being made, and businesses going well for women that are looking for romance. That's what I want in this world right now. And on top of that, going down the complete frilliness of life, Bramley Hedge festive colouring book. I cannot wait. This is not a present for anyone. I have bought an extra one, actually for my mom, not for any of the kids in the family, because we're big kids, and it's Christmassy, and Bramley Hedge is the cosiest book ever for this time of the year. So I have treated myself to one of these, and my mom is going to get one for a pre-Christmas present as well. I say I've treated, actually, to be fair, my husband did buy me this as a pre-Xmas present. So I'm very excited. Look at it. Ah, yes, hot chocolate in hand with my tray and colours. Oh, and a good bit of Christmas. Actually, going to be perfect with any of the Vlogmases. So Josie's Vlogmas would be amazing. Even Gilmore Girls, because that's very sort of autumnal in the build up to Christmas and then winter. Oh, anything like that. A great film. Oh, The Prince at Christmas. Netflix films with this in the background. Oh, amazing. If you're there with me on that, then give me a thumbs up below, because honestly, how cozy and festive could you be? That is my escapism right there. Beautiful. Anyways, that's my little Amazon haul. I got my lovely toasty nuts to be making later, my macadamias and my pecans for the granola, and then my festive colouring book and my new Jenny Colgan, The Secret Christmas Library, which I can't wait to get reading in the next couple of weeks.